through for this guy. Then the door comes open and the guy and Gino are best friends. They're blues aficionado of this Stutzwick Conservatory in Berlin. And next thing, Gino's in the conservatory. But, I think hashish interfered or something. We had some reason we needed to go to Paris instead. So we went to Paris and then petered out. Gino continued his busking. He had the record for the most. He beat Jack Elliott, Ramblin' Jack Elliott, out for the most busking dollars on Bastille Day. I think he made like $900 or something, which was like enough to buy a car in those days, And it was just so great, he could take over, he could take over. If he walked in this room right now, well, we just might as well pack up, man, or give him the guitar and just leave, come back in about 3 hours when you're all singing Memphis Boogie. And this one.
That's a good one.
I committed suicide again today. In a bar of bad remembrance, where the whole world knows the score. They read the rules to every fool who fumbles through the door. There's no refund on your misery, no credit and no checks, no shoes, no shirt, no service, no foul language, and no pets. In the tar of no tomorrow, it's where the lost and the lonely go to drown their sorrows in a sorry sea of hope. With a cocktail they call delusion, it goes perfect with bad luck. And the locals' hands are shaking when they try to pick it up. You just take one glass of bitterness, add a pinch of hate, and stir 2 parts of broken heart and just a hint of hurt. Add a dash of disappointment to a whisper of regret. And on a bed of half-baked empty, you pour a cold shot of regret. So when the dreaded last call sounds and the dancers turn to stone, freeways of excess drive the latest victims home. When the road of ruin turns into the endless loop of fear, the path of least resistance dead ends here, where I commit suicide every day.
Bad connection.
Yeah. Well, anyway, So because of Sandy Bull, who had taken me to the Indian Neck Folk Festival, I knew this guy, Bob Dylan, and we'd been kind of hanging out for a couple of years, and he called up one time in the middle of nothing and said, hey, you've got to go to Europe. And Victor can't go, so I need somebody to go to Europe. I said, well, good. He said, you got to do it, man. I go, I don't know nothing about it. He said, come on, you got to go. He said, I'll buy you a black leather jacket, all the canvas you could paint on, and I'll give you $100 a week. I said, I don't know, man. I said, okay, $125. So I said to Buzzy, like we had a gig with the barber. We were singing bluegrass, imitation bluegrass at a barbershop quartet convention for the harmony, And he said, oh, you got to do it, man. It's the beginning of something great. I go, like what? I had everything in Berkeley that I could possibly use. I had, everything. And so anyway, I did it. It took a day later. I got on an airplane, went to Bob Dylan's office, and Albert Grossman was there. I said, okay, go get the money. I don't want to tell the story; it's way too long. But he just threw me into the fire. He goes, go collect this money. We're playing on Long Island. He said, half the money's in, the other half to get it at halftime, and if they don't have the money, that's it, close the show. So I wanted, halftime, where's the money? And they said, we don't have the money. Will you take a check? I said, no checks. And they said, well, we don't have the money. I said, you got to have the check? We got to have the money, and we're leaving. And so they were for two fraternity guys, and they run around. Came back with paper bags full of ones and fives. And it was sick. Anyway, so, one thing led to another. And the way he really hooked me into this is it was just at the time of the Beatles song. And we had sort of like, he said, well, we got to go hang out with the Beatles in England. So I go, oh, wait a minute now, that sweetens the pot. So we did. We went and did that. And the best thing about it was the Beatles. There's a movie about it called Don't Look Back, which is the only thing wrong with that movie really is that some of the songs get cut off. Because in those days, the tape machines and the cameras only held a certain amount of footage, and it wasn't like tape, you couldn't. So sometimes they ran out of film, right in the middle of a song, and that kind of really, Henry, I think William Zanzinger, it's a terrible tragedy that song doesn't finish. Anyway, People forget that when Dylan hit the stage, nobody looked like that, and certainly nobody was writing songs anywhere near that, not because they were better than anybody's songs, but no one wrote songs like that. That song form didn't exist where you just, would complete, the thoughts didn't have to end, in 12 bars or something. I mean, it's like, and it's hard to tell people nowadays how radical that all was, It was just like shocking. A lot of people think the Beatles, were the cultural explosion, and they were, but they were like hand in hand with Bob, This is like a serious genius, songwriter that we're talking about here. You're not talking about some fucking guy who got lucky because he had cowboy boots and a harmonica rack, It's like somebody who went and completely deconstructed the song forms that were around at the time and put them back together, in a kind of cubistic way, and just made everybody go, what the hell was that, And people are still talking about it, man. You could go on the internet this afternoon and spend the next 17 years of your life listening to these crackpots argue about, song lyrics, from 1967. It's amazing impact on American songwriting. I don't think of her at all. She's not even on my mind. And I don't hear her when she calls. I don't listen for her footsteps, for her key unlock the door. Feel her hand on my shoulder. She don't live here anymore. She ain't nothing to me now. I don't think of her at all. I don't find her in the music, or the rain and the fall. That ain't her nightgown in my closet, or her old raincoat in the hall. Don't miss her magic in the kitchen, biscuit powder on the floor, and a perfume in the bedroom. She don't live here anymore. She's nothing to me now. And I don't think of her at all. I don't think of her at all. I don't think of her at all. She's never on my mind anytime at all. I don't believe in saving letters, swearing true love never dies, that feelings are forever, or that music makes you cry, that whiskey dulls the senses, that the first will lead to more, that absence makes the heart grow fonder, 'cause she don't live here anymore. And she's nothing to me now. I don't think of her at all. I don't think of her at all. I don't think of her at all. She's never on my mind, even all the time. She's nothing to me.
Well.
It was Christmas in Las Vegas when the locals owned the town. Sweet Teresa hit a streak and laid her waitress apron down. She'd been playing penny poker over at the old Spike. She won at Texas Hold'em, so she switched to Let It Ride. Then over on Fremont Street, 6 bits took her a car. She rode it up the strip where the flashy hotels are. And first she hit a royal, not a dirty one this time. And then she drew 4 deuces, and then 5 wild, and then 100 $100 home run, 3-coin red, white, and blue, and then double diamonds and double deuce, and gold progressives too, and then $5 black gold for 5 times in a row. I'm blazing 7 times, oh so the story goes. She even hit Big Bertha, man, that's $5 for just 1 coin. She put that on a parlay. She had the Cowboys and the points. She had the Niners and the overs. She had the unders and the Jets. She had the whole damn college schedule, man, and she won every bet. She picked a 6 in Powerball, and then she called the Super Bowl. She had the Triple Crown, a win, place, and show. At Baccarat and Blackjack, she could not seem to lose. At French Roulette, she pressed her bet 4 times on 32. She held the dice forever, well, at least it seemed that way. She won $500,000, cashed it out, and walked away. And it was Christmas in my state when the locals owned the town. Teresa hit that streak and laid her waitress apron down. Burn it. And sometime after New Year's in the Thunderbird Hotel, on the back of a winning Gino card they found this living will. My friends get all my money, may they always have enough. You enemies, I leave my luck, only maybe not quite so tough. You dealers keep them bone board forever on the road. You devils had my body, now the good Lord gets my soul. Do not try to find me,